Hello children, I'm very happy to see you again through this Unit 2 video session. In this video session, you are going to learn the lesson Forces and Pressure from Physics of Standard 8th.
Unit 2 Forces and Pressure. Force. An introduction. Every day you can observe bodies around you. When you are coming to school, you can notice that some of them are moving, some of them are at rest. What pushes or pulls them? What brings the moving bodies to rest? What is the effect of these pulls or pushes? All the above questions can be answered by saying just one word, which is force. Can we see the force briefly? Yes. Observe the following actions in day to day life: opening up a pen, opening a door, kicking a football, striking a carom coin, making of chapatis, etc. All these actions need a force. Force is an action of pull or push, which makes the bodies to move or brings the moving bodies to rest. It even changes the shape and size of certain bodies. Here, look at the picture. Two group of students are standing along a straight line, one behind the other, on a playground. They started the game of tug of war with a rope. Observe the movement of the students here. Who are the winners? Yes, the group of students who pull the rope with a greater force will definitely win. The winners are applying a greater amount of force. Hence, the rope moves in the direction of the greater force. Effect of force. Force is that which changes or tends to change the state of rest or the state of uniform motion of a body or the direction of a moving body or the shape of a body. Here, look at the picture. A bike which is at rest, it speeds up while accelerating it. And at the same time, it slows down when you apply brake to it. And at the same time, it changes its direction while riding on a bumpy surface. Here, what the force did is force changes the state of rest of the bike, and force changes the state of uniform motion of the bike, and it changes the direction of a bike. Okay. Now come to the shape of a body. How the force is changes the shape of a body. Look at the picture. A balloon. What is the shape of the balloon? It is spherical. When you press it, what's happened to the balloon? The shape of the balloon is changes. So here we are pressing the balloon, we are applying the force to the balloon, so the shape of the balloon is changed. So force can change the shape of a body also. Definition of force. Pushes and pulls are forms of forces. The direction of a force is in the direction in which a push or pull is applied. Thus, force is vector quantity which has magnitude and direction. It is measured with a unit called Newton. Factors on which a force depends. We have studied the effects of force so far. Now we are going to study the factors on which the effect of a force actually depends. When you play any game, the greater the force you apply on a body, greater will be its effect on it. Just observe the strokes of the bat by a batsman. If he wants to hit the cricket ball to the boundary, the striking force on the ball must be greater. Now, the question before you is, does it depends on the area of impact? Let's do an activity to know about the area of impact. Fix a matrix of sharp pins on a wooden board in rows and columns. Take a big blown up balloon, next place it gently over the pins. Place a small book or any weight on the top of the balloon. Will the balloon burst? Will the pin prick the balloon? No. It is wonderful sight to see that the balloon will not burst. How is this possible? If you prick the blown up balloon with a single pin, it will burst. But this is not happen even though many more pins were picking the balloon. A single pin produces a larger pressure over a small area. But when a large number of pins prick a body, each pin exerts very little pressure on the balloon as the applied force gets distributed over a larger surface of the body. So the balloon will not burst. We conclude that the effect of a force depends on the magnitude of the force and the area over which it acts. Thrust. It is a force acting perpendicularly on any given surface area of a body. It is measured by the unit Newton. Pressure. The effect of force can be measured using a physical quantity called pressure. It can be defined as the amount of force or thrust acting perpendicularly on a surface of area 1 square meter of a body. Pressure is equals to thrust or force over area. So P is equals to F over A. So here F denotes the force, A denotes the area. The SI unit of pressure is Pascal, which is named after the French scientist Blaise Pascal. 1 Pascal is equals to 1 Newton per meter square. Therefore, pressure exerted by a force depends on the magnitude of the force and the area of contact. Pressure depends on two factors. They are force and area. How? As we already know, P is equals to F by A. So, pressure is directly proportional to force. That means, if force increases, pressure also increases. So, more force, more pressure. And pressure is indirectly proportional to the area. That means, if area increases, pressure decreases. So, more area, less pressure. Effect of pressure. The bottom of the football shoes consists of spikes. These sharp spikes reduce the area of contact and increase pressure on the track. This will provide the runner a better grip on the ground. Look at the picture. A boy is digging a hole with a spade. Because the edges of the spade is sharp, the surface area of contact with the ground is small. A big pressure is resulted to make digging easier. Broader straps are provided on a backpack for giving a lower pressure on the shoulders by providing a larger area of contact with the shoulder. A tractor has wide tires so that it can move soft on the ground without sinking. And in the animal kingdom, elephants have broad soles to reduce the pressure exerted on the ground. Polar bears have wide paws so that they do not sink too deeply into the soft, snowy ground due to their heavy weights. And at the same time, camels can walk easily in sand because they have large padded feet, which increase the area of contact with the sandy ground. This reduces the pressure and enables them to walk easily on the sand. Pressure exerted by air. That means atmospheric pressure. You all know very well that air fills the space all around us. This envelope of air is called as atmosphere. It extends up to many kilometers above the surface of the earth. In this picture, you can see the column of air above the earth. All objects on the surface of the earth experience the thrust or force due to this atmosphere. So what is atmospheric pressure? The amount of force or weight of the atmospheric air that acts downwards on unit surface area of the surface of the earth is known as atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure decreases with the altitude from the surface of the earth. Atmospheric pressure alters the boiling point of water. How? As we already know, atmospheric pressure decreases with the altitude from the surface of the earth. See, in sea level, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, and above the sea level 6,000 feet, the water boils at 93 degrees Celsius. And about 10,000 feet, water boils at 90 degrees Celsius. And about 20,000 feet, the water boils at 79 degrees Celsius itself. So, cooking in a place located at a higher altitude is difficult. How? At a higher altitude, due to the lack of atmospheric pressure, the boiling point of a substance reduces. So, the water boils even at 80 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the thermal energy that is produced is not sufficient enough for baking or cooking. So, cooking is difficult at higher altitude. Atmospheric pressure can be measured by the height of the mercury column in a barometer. The height of the mercury column denotes the atmospheric pressure at that place at a given time in millimeter of mercury. Even if you tilt the tube at various angles, you will see that the level of mercury will not vary. At sea level, the height of the mercury column is around 76 centimeter or 760 millimeter. The pressure exerted by this mercury column is considered as the pressure of magnitude 1 atmosphere, that is 1 atm. 1 atmospheric pressure is equals to 1 atm, that is equals to pressure exerted by the mercury column of height 76 centimeter in the barometer. So how to calculate the atmospheric pressure? By using the formula density of mercury into acceleration due to gravity into height of column of mercury. So you will get the answer 1.01 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square. In the SI system, 1 atmosphere is equals to 1 lakh Pascal approximately. SI unit of atmospheric pressure is Newton per meter square or Pascal. Can we fit a boiled egg into a conical flask without breaking it? Yes, we can. How? By realizing the effect of atmospheric pressure. So let's do an activity to know the atmospheric pressure. Take a conical flask, take a well boiled egg. After removing its shell, place the egg on the mouth of the flask. It will not enter the flask. Next, take a piece of paper, burn it, and drop inside the flask. Wait for a few seconds. Let it burn fully. Now keep the egg on the mouth of the flask. Wait for a few minutes. What did you observe? The egg placed at the mouth of the flask gets compressed and it falls into the flask due to the atmospheric pressure. What's the reason? When the paper is burning in the flask, the oxygen present in the air inside the conical flask is used up for its combustion. This reduces the pressure of the air in the flask. The air in the atmosphere tends to occupy the low pressure region in the flask. So it rushes through the mouth of the flask, thus pushing the egg into the flask. Eventually, the egg falls down to the bottom of the flask. Forces and liquids. Buoyant force of a liquid. An upward force is exerted by water on a floating or a partly submerged body. This upward force is called buoyant force. The phenomenon is known as buoyancy. This force is not only exerted by liquids but also by gases. Liquids and gases together are called fluids. Now, let us know about the buoyancy by understanding the picture. See, in this picture, two objects are given. One is pink and another one is yellow. The pink color object floats whereas the yellow color object sinks. What's the reason? Here, the weight of the pink colored object is lesser than that of the buoyant force. So it floats. And at the same time, the weight of the yellow colored object is greater than that of the buoyant force. So it sinks. So the buoyant force decides whether an object will sink or float. If the weight of the object is less than the upward force, then the object will float. If not, it will sink. So a body floats if the buoyant force is greater than its weight. And a body sinks if its weight is greater than the buoyant force. Pressure exerted by liquids. Liquids do not have a definite shape. The force acting on unit area of the surface on which the liquid is placed is called the static pressure of the liquid. Liquids exert a pressure not only on the base of their container but also on its side walls. The pressure exerted by a liquid depends upon the depth of the point of observation considered in it. An instrument used to measure the difference in liquid pressure is called a manometer. You can measure the pressure of fluids enclosed in a definite container using the manometer. The YouTube manometer is given in the picture. Pressure exerted by a liquid on the base of a container depends upon the height of the liquid column. To know about this, let's do an activity. Take a glass tube that is open at both ends. Fix a rubber balloon at the lower end of the tube. Put some water into the tube and observe the balloon. Now pour some more water into the balloon and again observe the balloon. What is the inference? The balloon starts bulging outwards. The bulge increases with an increase in the height of the water column. What's the reason? The pressure exerted by a liquid at the bottom of a container depends upon the height of the liquid column in it. That's why the atmospheric pressure is measured in terms of the height of the mercury column in a barometer. Liquids exert the same pressure in all directions at a given depth. How? Take a plastic bottle, punch 3 holes on its sides at the same height from its base as shown in the second picture. Now pour some water into it and let it flow through the holes. Observe the flow of the water. The water comes out from all the holes with the same force and falls on the ground at the same distance from the bottle. This activity confirms that liquids exert the same pressure in all directions at a given depth in their container. Liquid pressure varies with depth. How? Take a plastic bottle. Punch 3 holes on its sides in the same direction but at different heights. Now pour some water into it and let it flow through the holes. Observe the flow of water. The water comes out from all the holes with a different force and falls on the table at points that are at variable distances from the bottle. Water from the lowest hole comes out with the greatest force and falls at a point that is at the maximum distance from the bottle. Water from the topmost hole comes out with the least force and falls at the point that is in the minimum distance from the bottle. So this activity confirms that the pressure in a liquid varies with the depth of the point of observation in it. So, pressure of water increases with depth. Pascal's law. The pressure applied at any point of a liquid at rest in a closed system will be distributed equally through all regions of the liquid. Let's understand the Pascal's law by doing this activity. Take a rubber ball, fill it with water. Then make tiny holes on it with a pin at different points on its surface. Press anywhere on the ball. What do you observe? There are identical streams of water flowing in all directions from the holes. This is due to the phenomenon that the pressure which is applied on the liquid is equally transmitted in all directions. This concept was first given by the French scientist Blaise Pascal. Applications of Pascal's law. In an automobile service station, the vehicles are lifted upward using the hydraulic lift, which works as per Pascal's law. The automobile brake system works according to Pascal's law. The hydraulic press is used to make the compressed bundle of cotton or cloth so as to occupy less space. Surface tension. A few questions to make you think. Why are raindrops spherical in nature? A liquid flowing out of a very small opening of a tube or tap comes out in the form of fine drops and not as a continuous stream. Why? Trees are greenish. They are greenish at the tip too. How does the water rise upward in a tree or plant against the force of gravity? Yes, all the above questions have an answer. That is due to surface tension. So, surface tension is the property of a liquid. The molecules of a liquid experience a force which contracts the extent of their surface area as much as possible. Thus, the amount of force acting per unit length on the surface of liquid is called surface tension. It has the unit Newton per meter. Let's know more about surface tension by doing this activity. Take a paper clip, take a beaker of water, take a tissue paper and spread it on the surface of the water. Gently place the paper clip on the tissue paper. Observe what happens to the paper pin after some time. After a few moments, the tissue paper will submerge and paper clip will make a small depression on the surface of the water. It will instantly begin to float on the surface even though it is denser than water. The reason? This is due to the water molecules on the surface which tends to contract themselves like the molecules of an elastic membrane. A force exists on them which tends to minimize the surface area of water. The paper clip is balanced by the molecules on the water surface that is now behaving like a stretched elastic membrane. So it does not submerge. Application of surface tension. Water molecules raise up due to surface tension. Xylem tissues are very narrow vessels present in plants. Water molecules are absorbed by the roots, and these vessels help the water to rise upward due to capillarity action, which is caused by the surface tension of water. You will study this capillarity action in the forthcoming classes. For a given volume, the surface area of a sphere is the minimum. This is the reason for the liquid drops to acquire a spherical shape. Look at the water droplet, how the water molecules are arranged at the surface and how they are arranged below the surface. Water strider insect slides on the water surface easily due to the surface tension of water. During a heavy storm, sailors pour soap powder or oil into the sea near their ship to decrease the surface tension of seawater. This process reduces the impact of violent water current against the hull of ship. Viscous force or viscosity. Let's do an activity to know about the viscosity. Take a small quantity of different kinds of liquid like water, olive oil, and honey. Place one drop of each liquid on a separate glass plate. Next, gently raise one end of the glass plate one by one so as to allow the liquid to slide down the smooth surface of the plate. Observe the speed of the liquid. Each liquid moves with a different speed. Water flows faster than other liquids. Olive oil flows with a moderate speed. Honey flows very slowly. Between the layers of each liquid in motion, there is a frictional force parallel to the layers of the liquid. This frictional force opposes the motion of a liquid layers while they are in motion. So what's the definition? When a liquid is flowing, there is a frictional force between the successive layers of the liquid. This force, which acts in order to oppose the relative motion of the layer, is known as viscous force. Such a property of a liquid is called viscosity. Viscosity force is measured by the unit called poise in CGS system and in SI system kilogram per meter per second. Friction. You have studied that forces are classified into two types, contact force and non-contact force. Now we are going to study one of the contact force, friction. It is easy to hold a tumbler due to the friction between the surface of your palm and the tumbler. But when oil is applied to your palm, the contact force between your fingers and the tumbler is reduced. So the friction is reduced. Hence, it is difficult to hold it with an oily hand. Frictional force or friction arises when two or more bodies in contact move or tend to move relative to each other. It acts always in the opposite direction of the moving body. This force is produced due to geometrical dissimilarities of the surface of the bodies, which are in relative motion. Now look at the picture. When we try to move a box, a frictional force arises in between the bottom of the box and the surface. Why the forces arise? Because of the geometrical dissimilarities of the surface of the two bodies. Effects of friction. Friction opposes motion. Friction causes wear and tear of the surface in contact. Friction produces heat. Types of friction. Friction can be classified into two basic types, static friction and kinetic friction. Static friction. The friction experienced by the bodies which are at rest is called static friction. Example, all the objects rigidly placed to be at rest on earth. Example, a knot in a thread. Kinetic friction. Friction existing during the motion of bodies is called kinetic friction. Kinetic friction further classified into two types. They are sliding friction and rolling friction. Sliding friction. When a body slides over the surface of another body, the friction acting between the surface in contact is called sliding friction. Rolling friction. When a body rolls over another surface, the friction acting between the surface in contact is called rolling friction. Rolling friction is less than sliding friction. That is why wheels are provided in vehicles, trolleys, suitcase, etc. Let's do an activity to know more about the rolling friction. Push or slide a book on a rough surface. It is difficult to push it, isn't it? Now keep some cylindrical pencil underneath the book. Again push it. It is easy to move the book. Why? When you push the book, the pencil roll in the direction of the applied force. They prevent the contact of the book with a rough surface. Rolling pencils offer the least amount of friction. So it is easy to displace the book in comparison with sliding it on the table. This method is often used in moving heavy wood from one place to another. Factors affecting friction. First one, nature of a surface. Look at the picture. A person who is in the A picture pulls the object very hardly in the rough surface. And the person who is in the B picture pulls the object very easily in the tiled surface. What's the reason? The smooth surface produces low friction, so we need only small push. The rough surface produces high friction, so we need big push or pull. The next factor affecting the friction is weight of the body. In picture A, the man feels hard to move the heavy box. In picture B, the man feels easy to move the light box. What's the reason? Yes, the heavy box produces greater friction and the lighter box produces lesser friction. The next factor is area of contact. For a given weight, the friction is directly related to the area of contact between the two surfaces. If the area of contact is greater, then the friction will be greater too. A road roller has a broad base, so it offers more friction on the road. But a cycle has the least friction, since the area of contact of the tire with the surface of the road is less. Advantages of friction. Friction is a necessity in most of our day to day activities. It is desirable in most situations of our daily life. We can hold any object in our hand due to friction. Writing easily with a pen on paper is due to friction. And friction between the sole of a shoe and the surface of the ground prevents us from slipping. A moving vehicle will stop when the brake is pressed because there is friction between the tires and the road surface. And it keeps the position of an object like clock, and it produces fire while we try to light a matchstick. Disadvantages of friction. Friction wears out the surfaces rubbing with each other, like screws and gears in machines or soles of shoes and the tires of vehicles. To overcome the friction, an excess amount of effort has to be given to operate a machine. This leads to wastage of energy, and friction produces heat and also produces noise. Increasing and decreasing friction. Area of contact. Friction can be increased by increasing the area of surface in contact. Have you seen the sole of a shoe which has grooves? It is done to provide the shoes a better grip with the floor so that you can walk safely. Threaded tires, tires with slots and projections, are used to increase the friction. Brake shoes in a cycle have to be adjusted so that they are as close as possible to the rim of the wheel in order to increase the friction. Sumo players, kabaddi players rub their hands with mud to get a better grip. Football shoes are having soles with many projections for providing a stronger grip with the ground. Using lubricants. A substance which reduces the frictional force is called a lubricant. Example grease, coconut oil, graphite, castor oil, etc. The lubricants fill up the gaps in the irregular surfaces between the bodies in contact. This provides a smooth layer, thus preventing a direct contact between their rough surfaces. Using ball bearing. Since the rolling friction is smaller than sliding friction, sliding is replaced by rolling with the usage of ball bearing.